Hello, hello, hello. What's going on? I am so glad you are here. So listen, we're gonna try this again. So if you caught the first half, don't even worry about that. Don't worry about that. But if you didn't, don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about that, right? So hello, I am Leona Carter. This is my husband, Omarr. And so we are a part of CounterCulture Marriages. So I have a few friends with me that really are part of this movement. And so Counterculture Marriages, it comprised of 4 couples. And what we all have in common is we're all married. Okay, I'm gonna stop. You guys know that's my pet peeve, right? That's a whole nother thing. But we're all married. We're all faith-based, kingdom-minded couples, right? And we're all relationship coaches. And so the 4 of us have come together to really, disrupt the cultural norms of what marriage is like nobody's business. But right now there's about 2.5 of us here right now, right, because of technical difficulties, right? And so we're pushing through anyway. And so so the other couples are just going to introduce themselves and we're just going to have a chit chat. But I do want to let you know that above this caption is a free gift. I want you to have a free gift. It's actually a cell phone wallpaper, a 4-set cell phone wallpaper. And it's really, really cool. So make sure you grab your free gift by clicking the link above. And you'll also, that gives you a way to stay abreast of what's going on with Counterculture Marriages. So I'm going to let the Zimmermans introduce themselves and then the Msefyas.
Awesome. Thanks for having us. So excited to be here. It's great to connect. It's great to have others join us and watch this. We are Garrett and Chelsea of Transformed Couples, and we specialize in coaching blended families. We are a blended family ourselves, and we know how challenging it can be and the different realities that exist in a blended family marriage that maybe don't exist in the same extent and to the same degree as a traditional marriage. So super excited to be here, and thank you for having us.
Good morning, everyone. I am Marissa Msefya, and it's usually 2 of us. Joseph is absent today, but I'm holding down the fort for us. We are the founders of Forever Marriages, and through Counterculture Marriages, we help husbands and wives recognize the value in doing marriage in community instead of marriage in isolation, so they can experience the fullness of marriage as God designed.
Awesome. And then our 4th couple who, technical difficulties, they may pop in. So if you see them, somebody's not, spamming our live, they're the 4th couple, right? And so they are Javier and Shannan Labrador, and they are known as marriage flippers. Just like house flippers, they're marriage flippers because they're really going to restore and reset the foundation of your marriage. But they tell it better. But so they are also a part of Counterculture Marriages. And so we're really excited just because of the things that, like the pandemic, I'm telling you, it shined a light on the cracks in the foundations of marriages. And because of that, some marriages simply didn't last, and some learned more about their marriage through the pandemic, right? And so it's really, there's so much with marriage. And so we've come to really be a part of the marriage solution. And so, some of the things that I'm looking here on my handy dandy notes here, some of the things that we talk about, I know Marissa talked about the power of a village. I mean, she says that just like it takes a village to raise a child, and we all have children here, it takes a village to have a healthy lifelong marriage. So Marissa, why is that your passion? Why do we need a village?
Well, it's a passion because of what we've experienced, being the first of our friend group and of our siblings and relatives to get married at a young age, at that 7 years ago, to get married and not really feel that we had people around us to undergird and support and to do life with. I believe that with us being Christians and being kingdom builders, that we are supposed to do marriage in community, marriage in with others. And so it is strictly in line with what God says and what how he designed us to be as followers of him. And so it's no different for the marriage journey. We believe, Joseph and I, that when we do marriage with others, that we can shift gears. We can go to that next level. We can do that through growth and experiences and accountability. And through that, we're more resilient. We have more support. And so if we continue to shift our mindset that we are not in it alone, we know that the marriages will thrive and succeed much more than they are today. There's been countless testimonies of people who've been married for decades that say that if it had not been for their village, they don't know where they would be. Of course, God on their side, but with the people God put in their pathway as well to help them along the journey. So there's power in community, and we strongly encourage everyone to find a way to build that. And we're here to help.
That's amazing and so needed. Do you know there are couples that have been married for 5-10 years and didn't realize, oh, you know what? I should be around it. We're doing this by ourselves for so long and the struggle is real. I should connect with other couples. But, you learned that early. You said, because, it's like you fulfilled what wasn't available for you,
Yeah.
That's powerful because, that is very similar to why we do what we do as well, because at church, in the marriage group, listen, I had some questions, okay? I had some questions, but my questions that I had were too controversial, too taboo, which is why I'm an intimacy coach. Need I say more, right? And so the marriage group, they were there, but they were asking basic questions, like I'm like, I got that. I know how to pray for myself. I got that, but I have, and I was in the marriage group hoping somebody would ask that question. Hoping somebody would get the guts, because I sure didn't have the guts to ask, right? But I was hoping somebody else did. And so now, same thing. We're fulfilling that. I vowed to be the mentor that I longed for. I wish I had a village to ask those hard questions. So it's like, yep, what she said. And so, with, I love how, Chelsea, you talk about, taking, man, this was so good. Wait, I'm going to say this slow so I get this good and right. Taking negative emotions out of the conversation isn't easy, but it's the difference between high conflict or high connection. Which one would you prefer?
Yeah, definitely the connection part, because I think for us, we had to learn the hard way in the beginning where I admittedly, I'm a very, very emotional person. And, we would have conflict and communication together. And a lot of times when, as we all know, in relationships, you can have those very emotional, very hard moments. And, you have to be able to remove that negative emotion from your, from your spirit almost, where it's like you have to pull it out and really just focus on the actual topic, I guess, that you're talking about. So we talk about it in terms of where we now approach conversations and we say things like, I am very frustrated at, in the area of finance, as opposed to, coming to your partner and saying like, oh, I'm just so frustrated, and we approach things that way and we talk about the actual topic as opposed to coming at it from an emotional standpoint where it could be a range of things that are contributing to that emotion. And so, I think that for us, it is a matter of that connecting point where we, rather than, having it be this gray area, you connect on the topic, you connect on what it is that you need to discuss. You connect on your, your finances. I'll use that as an example too, but, we need to talk about intimacy. We need to talk about the way that we've been treating each other. We need to talk about, and being very specific, which then does eliminate those negative emotions. You have every right to feel them. It's not to say that you don't feel them, because we feel all the feels. But when you're coming into a conversation and you're talking with your partner about a certain topic that's genuinely causing, bringing these emotions up for you, it's really a matter of, okay, let's talk about the topic. Let's get down to the, to the reason, and then, and we can have a very productive, connecting conversation with each other. So,
so true. Wait, is Garrett gonna go? Like Omarr did?
Yeah, I'll pull the Omarr.
That is so true, and it's just amazing how each couple has their sayings and things like that, but you take your saying and her saying and you're saying the same thing, and it's just like, I love it, because, and so I hear that, choose to be reconciled rather than be right. Woo, listen, because you can be right all day and still do it the wrong way. Because at the end of the day, the reconciliation is what we want. So I love how you said, Chelsea, not like I'm frustrated, I'm just mad. And if you don't tell me what you're mad about, I assume it's me, right? As opposed to putting it to the thing about the finances, about the, whatever that is. And so that's so good. One of the, I recently wrote a book, and I was able to put one of my quotes in the book. And my quote is, your awareness of the problem can't be bigger than your actions to solve the problem. And oh my God, listen, you know how people fault find, right? Fault blame, right? Oh, you pointing fingers and things like that. That's great. We all know what the problem is. Wonderful. Now, what are we doing to take actions to, right, solve the problem? And so your awareness of it can't be bigger than your actions to do it. And so it's amazing, like in marriages, the things that, you really don't know what you don't know. I think about the couples that have been married for 1 year. So some couples think, and I used to be like this. I feel like I'm so busy working on my marriage. How can I empower any other marriages? I'm trying to get it right. How can I help, right? But it's amazing what you learn in your 25th year of marriage is very different than what you learn in year 1, in year 7, in year 10, right? And so, having that community that Marissa was talking about is so key, so key. I mean, like, imagine those couples that, maybe a couple that have no children. I forgot what that's like. Let me just be real. I forgot 24 years ago. I forgot what that 6 kids later. I don't remember. But when you have a couple that has no children and a couple that has all grown children, right? There's so much that you can learn for when you do have children, right? And so I love how the Labradors there, and they're the couple that's not with us, but they said they have a saying, don't complain about what you permit. Woo! Don't complain about what you permit. Marissa, what do you think that means in marriages? Like, what do they mean permit? I didn't permit nothing, or am I permitting something? I mean, what?
Well, you're permitting it by not speaking up.
Yes.
That's where that issue lies. And I think oftentimes couples can get caught up in, well, I'm not going to always be the one to say something, or I shouldn't have to say anything. You should just know. And you're permitting this continued behavior. You are part of the cycle here that you want to stop, but you're not necessarily taking the action to put a stop to it. Marriage is action. It's a verb. It requires something of you each and every day. And so it kind of goes in line with the whole not being a mind reader and all of that. I know we've heard all of those different sayings. So I think really the bottom line is that if we want to see some positive changes and this desired state here, this outcome, then there's a journey that we have to take. There's action steps, there's baby steps that can be taken to get there. But it all starts with awareness and going first. Sometimes it requires you to take that next step, even though you don't want to.
Mm.
That's so good. And I was thinking that same word. I said it in my mind and you said it out loud. Awareness. Mm-hmm. I mean, AA had it right. The first step is admitting, right? Admitting there's a problem, right? And not, pointing fingers or like you said, be the initiator. Take that next step, even if it's not you, it doesn't matter. It's getting the conversation going. It's amazing what we misconceive because we never communicated. Have you ever looked at your partner like, man, he should have did that. And guess what? He never knew that he should have did that. We don't have a master's degree, university degree in you to know exactly what you need without you communicate, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so many times it's like, and we go through this cycle of disappointment because we are disappointed with what we've never communicated, and look at you like you the bad guy because you should have read my mind to know what I need, even though I didn't say what I said.
So true.
Yeah.
And so, Garrett, what when I look at the other thing that you guys say is avoidance in a relationship. Now, this is hitting on something right here. Avoidance in relationship won't make the challenge issue or problem go away. It will grow resentment, anger, frustration, and disconnect. It's like sitting in the corner, growing anger, growing. I think about a food that you don't tend to. You didn't put it up, you left it out, and it starts growing fungus and growing all this. That's what I think about when you talk about that avoidance. But how is that important in marriage? What can it do when you do avoid?
Yeah, I mean, to tag on to what Marissa said, it's sometimes being proactive and coming forward when it's uncomfortable. And when you don't feel as though maybe you should be coming forward, so you just kind of stuff it in the back of your mind. You kind of say to yourself, well, if I leave it for a day or two, or if I just don't bring it up, it'll go away. And that avoidance and that attitude of dismissing will only create more frustration internally in yourself, because then you start playing all the what if scenarios and you disconnect from your partner unconsciously. either with your time, your attention, how you respond to them, how you look at them, the things you say to them. I mean, there's a bunch of fallout from that. And on the receiving end, your partner is now sitting there wondering, well, why are they being quieter than normal? Why are they not asking me questions about my day? What did I do? What did I say? What did I not do? What did I not say? And you create this cycle of avoidance that starts personally, but then is received by your partner subconsciously. And now you've got two partners in marriage who are both avoiding a conversation that they know needs to happen, but they avoid it. And in doing so, they both start to feel angry, resentful, disconnected, upset, easily triggered. And then when somebody does eventually open their mouth, it all goes sideways. Ooh. And that's why for us, we have acknowledged the need to have these uncomfortable conversations, because we know that when we've left things, it doesn't work out in anybody's favor. However, we've learned that when you put something on the table, as uncomfortable as it might be, when you actually talk it through, you see your partner, you hear your partner, and your partner receives what you say, you can create some amazing connection, and you can grow together. And it's a reality that we hear, we see, we've lived, where avoidance, nobody ever says it's a good thing, yet we still continue to do it.
What is that?
Right? What is going on there?
I don't know how we thought, right? We the things that keep us in cycle, it's like our flesh wants to feel good in the moment and get the satisfaction, and it never works out in our favor. Never ever works out in our favor. But yet, and we do it again, right? And so So I want to just remind people to, so we are CounterCulture Marriages, and I want you to grab your free gift, right? It's at the link above this video, and it's a set of cellphone wallpapers, and it has 4 quotes, one from each of the couples. So make sure you click the link. It's at counterculturemarriages.com/free gift, but you can just also click the link as well. And so as CounterCulture Marriages, we are relationship coaches. I'm reading here. We're relationship coaches, committed to being a part of the solution for Christ-centered marriages. We are here as a movement to shift the marriage mindset, disrupt the cultural norms, foster God-centered relationships, and restore passion into marriages, right? Restore passion. If you have to restore something, that means it's gone. It once left, right? When you're restocking, that means it was empty. When you're restoring, that means it was empty. And so, marriages are taking a hit. Marriages are lost, he's feeling lost, she's feeling lost. There's a competition of who can portray feeling better in their lostness, right? I just made up a word, but that's how, and the struggle is real, and it does not have to be that way. And so we're just kind of, I'm really sharing with you today, but we together as a team are going to be doing some phenomenal things to really help transform the landscape of marriages, because it's no joke out there. Oh, Garrett, I saw something that you said, man. I said, woo, that's good. I might have to ask him if I can take that one. You said if marriages, wait, I'm about to say it wrong. It's the 50%. If marriages were so, what am I trying to say?
I think it's around the idea of this 50-50 concept. And if you're only giving half of yourself to your marriage is going to fall apart. Marriage isn't 50-50. It's 100-100. You both have to be in and all in. And that includes the uncomfortable. That includes the awkward. But in knowing that you are going to lean into those areas, you are going to be renewed, restored, and blessed with so much more. So marriage is not 50-50. Whoever said that got it all wrong.
Right. And if it was so easy, there wouldn't be a 50% rate, right? Isn't that so?
Right.
Yeah, if marriage was so easy, the success rate would not be 50%.
That's right.
Right? So that tells you, I always say in our 25 years, listen, we have not been skipping through the tulips all 25 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's been some challenges and some situations, but we had to push through. So, and I also want to share that for those who, make sure you grab your free gift. And then also, I need you to share this video. So for the first 10 people who actually share this video, it doesn't matter if you catch the replay. It doesn't matter if you catch the replay. If you because I can go back and timestamp it and all the things, right? And so share this video, and the first 10 people who share the video are going to get a not yet released copy of my book, Maximize Time. And it's actually 44 strategies to effectively manage your time from motherhood to CEO. Now, I had a VIP list. They already got their books, right? If you're in the VIP list, say whoop whoop in the comments. But they already got their books. But it's not even due to release until August 24th. So the first 10 people who share this video, even if you're watching the replay, share it because you still might be one of the 10. I will be inboxing you to get your address to send you that book. So look, now then there were 2. Right?
Gotta love technology.
Yeah, gotta love it. So thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure you grab your free gift with the link above and share this video. When you grab the free gift, it also puts you on the VIP list so that you can be alerted. You're the first to know of our next, event and program that we have coming up. So I'm excited. Zimmerman's, what's last parting words that you want to share to the people, just really of how, like, maybe they're like, I don't think my marriage is, I don't want to work on my marriage. I'm fine doing me. He's doing he, right? But they're not doing we. So what do you say to that couple?
Well, I mean, are you happy? Are you happy? Are you genuinely happy doing you and your husband doing him, and and trying to coexist under the same roof? Because, it doesn't sound like it's a happy place for a lot of people right now. And so we just want to say that, there is hope. There is hope for you. You can restore your marriage. You can't do it alone, though. And so that's why it's important to lean into these resources that are out there, that are being offered to you. And with Christ, all things are possible. And don't lose sight of that. Don't lose that thing that's inside of you that knows that you're capable of more. And you can be intentional. You can put in the work, and your marriage can come back to this fruitful, abundant, joyful, peaceful thing that it used to be. And I mean, everybody in this group has gone through trials and tribulations and things like that. And I mean, I really, truly believe that, couples are going to be able to see that it's possible. And there's hope. There is hope for marriages right now, despite what the world is telling us. So.
Woo, listen, come on, Chelsea. Yes, I'm telling you, it's like, because the world wants to, sell you a hopeless dream, a hopeless future. That's what the world, the media, the scarcity, the abundance, whatever, they're selling you what Christ says you have hope in. He is able to do exceedingly abundantly more than you can ask or think. So you don't have to operate in fear or scarcity or hopelessness. And so I'm super excited. What is your parting words to the people?
Amen.
He said,
So
amen.
be it.
So be it, right. So so thank you so much for tuning in today, and stay tuned for more. And so my name is Leona and Omarr Carter and the Zimmermans. Thank you so much. We are CounterCulture Marriages, and we look forward to connecting with you. Have a good day. Bye.